Welcome to another part of our NieR Replicant first playthrough. I'm from Moriarty. The last time we played this, the last episode we played this, we finally completed the initial playthrough. This Moriarty, and we finally beat the final boss. But as I understand with these games, there's a way to continue it beyond the initial playthrough. So today we're going to carry on with that playthrough and understand, I believe it's Kainé's story. So that said, let's continue.
Kainé さんと接するたび、どこか懐かしかった。無意識のうちにお姉さんとダブらせていたのかもしれません。やります。
Kainé's dream discrimination. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Then wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. Is this the area, I wonder? A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the centre of the town. The wanderer reached a vane which had existed for as long as any could remember and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with the pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on, come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vane slowly creaked to life, spinning this way and that for a moment. It finally settled with the beak pointing firmly towards the east. East? Really? Before the vane could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me! A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kainé! The voice belonged to Demo, the worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kainé struggled to stand, the final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kainé's seemingly indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kainé turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kainé knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentors, parents, watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kainé was something to be hated and if possible destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak, Demo's words chewed at it like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave, he can't hurt me. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kane prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kainé couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kainé's face with thick fingers and yanked it upwards. She tried to turn away, but he forced her to gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelids to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kainé, he called to his cohorts. Come on guys, let's give this freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kainé. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kainé curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kainé ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home. Yes, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kainé closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kainé was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began as an easy shuffle away from Kainé. But the young girl was the least of her concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my cane again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kainé, he took a step backwards and spat on the ground. Get out. Leave this village. No one wants you here, either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kainé. Kneeling down, she removed her dress shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kainé," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kainé, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kainé's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kainé found herself unable to turn away. "Hey Joe, how you doing, sir?" "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You've got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kainé. You know because you survived it. As the word hit home, Kainé was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. Hey Joe, this is NieR Replicant. Now this is the second running of this. It's a continuation, but this is the story for one of the characters. So hopefully this will conclude very soon. As a young child, she didn't even know her grandmother, but her parents died. The woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kainé called, was cunning, vulgar and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kainé and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kainé truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kainé's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not, don't be an ass. Kainé drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mum and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kainé's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kainé want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made it for me. The lunar tears were the legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kainé reached up and touched the wreath, as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kainé to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kainé's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother, as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kainé blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're going to be fine, you and me, she said. Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kainé took her grandmother's hand in hers, and two of them struggled to their feet. Began the long walk home. Kainé gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke and drifting away in the wind. The rain had stopped. Kainé stood beneath the wave of the rain, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kainé let her gaze drift up and past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed home, the lights scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on a breeze. Kainé's dream daily life. In the distance, Kainé heard the steady sound of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art, as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kainé's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make most of the hardened sailor blush. Grandma, called Kainé. Is that you, Kainé? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kainé, close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped a hand around her mouth and shouted, Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch, or a new axe or something. The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment and smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over while I can go get water? Shades have been restless lately. I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing her axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the most difficult of the two jobs, but Kainé knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kainé did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kainé knew the real reasons. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kainé moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they call home. Ooh, now that's interesting. Okay. Kainé enjoyed the solitude but harboured a secret resentment for it as her grandma was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kainé turned the attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, but soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kainé swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap! She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up her axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kainé redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting her down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out in a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy girl, you better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kainé dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket, can't let it spill. Kainé steadied the bucket with her foot as she knelt by her grandma. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kainé didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kainé away. Stop that, just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kainé desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kainé was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the position would be reversed. The next morning, Kainé came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kainé pushed her down gently. It's alright, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed with her gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kainé strapped her boots and made her way down to the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kainé moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandma gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kainé finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kainé took a series of rapid shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over, and she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund old woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kainé's presence. Hey lady, said Kainé with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks looked shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me, she seemed to say, but Kainé saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kainé repeated. The woman pointed at a building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kainé cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand because of his gang of foes nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. I mean, what are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kainé happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoe to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Ha! Barked Demo. The owl bitch finally keel over. Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide, they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out the shop, cursing Kainé under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared for her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kainé a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colours, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kainé turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kainé didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kainé and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kainé took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumours about you, he said. It's a small village and words travel quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Callie, thought Kainé suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hand. Your grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said as Kainé scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kainé murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of this world. When Kainé returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in bed. Her feet were blackened and raw. Bit longer than I thought, Joe, but we'll get there, I'm sure. Even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kainé to think that she'd been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by the grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let's have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kainé from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kainé with a small smile. No, seriously it was. Funny? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kainé removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch a portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner. But Kainé would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of the house as if posing for a master artist. Kainé took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kainé finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in the back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colours. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kainé, she said between laughter, you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the woman gave the picture a place of honour above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kainé would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kainé could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kainé and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. In a moment that burned itself into Kainé's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, and people and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kainé swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Another one. Kainé listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing around the rodent disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils where it made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some water on the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool, it's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kainé, and I think it's burned or something because it smells terrible. With that, Kainé held her nose and threw the berry into her mouth, chewing it as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, alright. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment that Kainé's mother saved her from the bullies. It's often the way with two stubborn people, the relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be sombre affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kainé couldn't remember a time when she'd been happier. As the years went by, Kainé started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kainé lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kainé looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kainé stared at her grandmother and then held out her arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house, so we're going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing a toothless grin to the world. Goddamn girl, if a bunch of thieves wants to ransack this old place, let them come. We've got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Well shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other. Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kainé. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from her drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kainé thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're going to be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kainé reached up to remove the garland, but she looked at her grandma's face, stopped a hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough compliments for one day. Such a mouth in you. Where did that come from?" "Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you, sass me girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kainé by the ear, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma," yelled Kainé in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it, what the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held a wrinkled hand out as if it was the first time she'd ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl, sometimes my mind just..." Kainé thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. "Listen," she began, "maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wool and whatnot, and I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kainé rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing away at the walls of her heart. Kainé could feel the old woman's eyes watching as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kainé worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for a lack of focus, Kainé pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with her finger, Kainé suddenly felt her stomach knotting on itself. No. Oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking as if trying to touch the sky itself. "Grandma! Grandma!" Kainé ran then faster than she'd ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kainé's mind began to race in time with the footfalls. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicion confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through the means of a large armoured tail. Scales, horns and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kainé, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending a small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment the creature retreated into a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kainé responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade eyed Kainé with bemused interest. Then he began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it so gleefully wrought. With dread building up in her heart, Kainé glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and the flames she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kainé. "Alive!" Kainé's legs sprang to life. She raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance for more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kainé tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now. As Kainé struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air. then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kainé lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire, one or both of them was surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma! Hold on. Just a little longer. Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kainé pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard, laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kainé was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kainé rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to howl towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. Give her back, she screamed. Give her back to me. It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted, laughed at her again, and then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air towards the young girl that latched to its foot. Kainé never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small weak voice spoke up. Kainé. Kainé's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. Oh, okay, Grandma. Kainé, you gotta run. You can't best this one. Kainé grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kainé's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no. No! I said run, goddammit, you have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay on forever unfinished, but before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kane's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kainé blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kainé's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until it became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kainé screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kainé's body slowly rose, as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep, red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kainé seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of a knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kainé off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. Nope, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kainé's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it, kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it some more. Kill it. Kill it now. And the spark that was Kainé's brother slowly began to flicker and die, and she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer, and longer, and longer. There's Kainé. Indeed, it was quite cool, isn't it? Now go on, let's fight this thing now. Yeah, no. So we've been here before. No, it's not secure, I can't do that. Shit. Got it. Okay, so it's not as hard as it was originally. I'm just gonna let this play out where I need a quick wee. Back on story time. Weird. Gently. Weakly. No, that was look down for good for that was yep, softly. The shades show this tormentor was dead. Turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shame beyond imagining. Kainé tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see. Only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realise that her left eye was gone. Whoops. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is going to make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally going to die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of a child of terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kainé and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kainé opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No, don't hurt that picture. Kainé reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kainé turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha 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 ha. I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kainé laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found its way to take form. Kainé wanted to scream as if the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me. Save me. Kahahaha. Kainé finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Brah! Oh God, you are the best. Kainé glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but the remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upwards, feel the hot searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive and this was real. Go on, said the voice. Let it go. Kainé tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? This is the shade. Have what? Your body. Go on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kainé shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. This is awesome. I'm just getting such an imagery here. Are you a shade? Ah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kainé was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feel good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me the body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kane's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, Sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kainé glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be friends now. Kainé stared intently at the arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop! Gotta stop! Holding her left arm in her right, Kainé took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favourite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and... Shut up! Shut up and get out the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kainé grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, the darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kainé screamed and then dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Glorious. Ah, stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kainé. Yeah, possessed, you and me. We might got what you call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till you get a load of you now. Kainé looked up, tears in her eye. The sky seemed somehow smaller, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seemed a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own arseholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kainé. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some sort of kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honeypants. I just want to drink from the well. Kainé considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from the house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt in her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, what about it? You and me. We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want to. Fuck off, arsehole, blurted Kainé. I'll handle the killing. Ha ha, screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, Sunshine, we're going to have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyran. If you ever need me, I'll be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kainé found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said, yeah, I can think this can work. I'm going to find that shade, and I'm going to strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm going to do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Haha, laughed Tyran. I have shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever know, go soft, then I'm going to take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded, fading to somewhere deep inside Kainé herself. Kainé waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she feels. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already run. I'm not a shade. I am Kainé. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though he'd been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kainé started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm so sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kainé fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if the tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world. Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
おばあちゃん。
カイネさん、生きて戻ってきてください。
I know this bit. This is the second part. Actually, we've already played through most of this. This.
エミール、私を呼んでくれていたのはお前だな。
This story part is actually I've not seen something as detailed as this. It's actually more a playable game than reading.
私は間違いない。
カイネさん、ありがとう。
おかえり、カイネ。
No. Well, it's the beginning of a second playthrough.
どのくらい眠っていたの？
It's a different playthrough, you see.
5年だよ。
So this is Kainé's story, this.
そうか。5年か。ヨナは？
探してるが、魔王の足取り自体なかなかつかめぬ。
これ。
それは月の涙。
おばあちゃんのに負けないやつをって。
そうか。
長く石化されていたカイネの目覚め。エミールの見せた優しさ、再び出会う喜びを俺たちは噛みしめていた。デボルさんたちからその話を聞くまでは。なぜなんだ、どうしてなんだ、デボルさん、ポポルさん。
分かってちょうだい。揉め事が起きて危害が及ぶのは。
でも
大丈夫ですよ。僕らなら外で寝ますから。
待てよ、おかしいだろ。己の身を犠牲にして村を救ったカイネとエミールがなんで村から追い出されなきゃならない。
だって僕らこんなんだし、みんな怖がりますよね。あなたにそう思ってもらえるだけでもう十分ですね、カイネさん。
私は外の方が慣れてる。
そんな。
じゃあ外で待ってますね。
すまないな。
どうした？
俺ちっとも気づいくそ。
今日はもうやっ。
その夜は眠ることができなかった。デボルさんは初めて憎く思った。ポポルさんは冷たい人だと疑った。だがそんな俺の感情には意味がない。彼女たちは村を第一に考えた結果、ああ言うしかなかっただけだ。 村人たちを魔物の恐怖から守ろうとして言ったことだ。デボルさんとポポルさんの罪を責めるなんてできない。カイネたちの立場を知ろうともしなかった。俺も同罪なんだから。
Okay, let's see where we carry on, if at all, or how we carry on. More reading or actual playing, I wonder. Let's see. Playing, it seems.
Kainéとエミールに謝ろう。謝って、いや、謝ったって。
カイネさん、
この声は。
カイネさんとまたお話ができて僕嬉しいです。
そうか。
カイネさんを助けるために僕頑張ったんですよ。一生懸命磨いてみたりお湯をかけてみたり。
お湯をかけたのか。
はい、でも全然ダメで。
石化を解いてくれてありがとう、エミール。
ちょっとだけ姿が変わっちゃいましたけど。
辛い思いをさせてしまったな。
でもこの姿も悪いことばかりじゃありません。こうしてカイネさんを見ながらお話できるようになりましたし。そうだ、カイネ。
私の話はつまらないぞ。
カイネさんのこともっと知りたいんです。
分かった。私に魔物がつく前、子供の頃の話だ。私は少し変わった体をしているせいで村では厄介者として扱われていた。でもただ一人、おばあちゃんだけが私を受け入れてくれたんだ。どんなに辛いことがあってもおばあちゃんがいてくれるだけで。
カイネさんにとって本当に大切な人なんですね。
ああ、
そうだ、カイネさんの石化も治ったんですから、魔物つきのことや僕の体を治す方法も見つけましょう。みんなで探せばきっと簡単ですよ。僕たちならきっと。
お湯をかけるよりは難しいと思うがな。
もうそのことは忘れてください。
眠れたのか。
ああ、
目が赤いな。あまり思い詰める。
ポポルさんたちのところに行く。
わかった。
Okay, right, finally we're playing. Let's go upstairs. It's in there, okay, fine.
なんだそれは。
これは母さんの日記だよ。
母親の。
ああ、国門病にかかっ。
すまん。
いや、いいんだ。これは唯一の。これを読むと頭の隅にある家族。
そうか。
だけど
奇妙な。
ああ、それは
I'm glad we have saved. It's a long time for a save that.
おい、聞こえておらんのか。
Ah, dear. Okay, so still got everything.
おい、何をほうけているのだ、お主。
すまん。何か夢を見ていたような。
立ったまま寝るとは器用なやつだな。行くぞ、あの扉だ。
ああ、行くか。
Yeah. Well, I can't save it, so that's the only way I can go. This is the world of the recycle vessel, created to avoid the destruction of all. Okay. This bit looks familiar. I'm not going upstairs, I'm going downstairs, okay. Okay, fine. I'm going downstairs, cool. Alright. Okay, so plenty of heals and stuff. I'm good. Oh Christ, I need to get quick with that. Okay. There we go. Right. It's quite a long way. So what this is, Joe, is this is obviously what playing here is like a hack and slash game, but you play as my character here from the very start, and you run through the game and go through like basically go through normal like a normal playthrough. There's a boss somewhere. Ah, there is. But then at the end, oh shit. Okay, not playing that, are we? Goodbye. But these games have multiple endings, multiple playthroughs, and they give you you get different perspectives and things. So that's what this one is. A black scroll, a lost destiny, white book, a false truth. Hello. You're not the girl who... No, I'm not Kainé. So I thought I might be playing as her, but I'm playing as my own character. No, but I think this is. I don't know actually. I don't know what the purpose of this story is, but I think it's exploring more of her side and give me. I still play as my character by the looks of things, but everything looks a bit different than it previously did. Keep doing Sekiro here at the moment. Pressing R1 too much. Oh, go attack a lot. There we go. That's what we wanted. Attack him. There we go. Sorry, my ladder just came down. Soldiers of Salt call forth White Death, they are legion, those who plunge the world in darkness. Seems like a series of different... strange. Need to heal up a little bit, I think. Done? Yeah, good. Fool's Embrace. Cool. A dragon's corpse sets the world delving upon its barbarous magic. There's a boss then, I suspect. Oh shit. No, not boss yet. Hello. Hello, there you are. Oh shit. Nah, I forgot to fight this thing. Right. Not like that. Love the music. Blacknet, sickness staying in the future. The journey to return to the soulless vessel. Oh. Side scrolling now. Come on. This should be interesting. Let's get some space and then forget. Yes. Shit. Oh, wow, fuck. How did I end up in there? So we're going over. This is interesting. Never come across this sort of level before. Oh shit. Why can't... Okay, this is a bit interesting. Ah, probably need some large up there, will not. Oh, fuck's sake. There we go. Never come across these jumping puzzles before in the game, not this complex anyway. Oh shit, hello. Right, I forgot here. Right, come on, do it properly. No, the controls are really good, but I'm just being a bit shitty with it. There we go. Parry riposte. No, there's a special way to jump further, but in the normal run through, you're very rare. You don't need to use it. But obviously, I found out how to do it, and then obviously I realised how you do it. Kabuki outfit, interesting. 1,000 experience points. Okay, great. Yes. I guess so. Just put me through the damn doors. Let's go. The apocalypse divided the world into one that knows not day and one which has never seen the night. Oh shit, remember this. Oh. Right, I need to work out the fuck I'm doing this properly now. The following actions present blade wielding tiger. You're having a fucking giraffe. Oh. Leaping rabbit, what? I can't jump and I can't attack it with the sword. Fuck off. Black and white 13 packs. The vessels form a wave as they cross time and space. In the junkyard now. Loving the music. It's different than what it was in the first playthrough. No map, Bill. Yeah, which way? Okay, let's go this way. Line you up. Fucking thing, it's so awkward to aim. Can't go that way, okay, fine. So what's that sword? Fool's Embrace. Oh, okay. I'm using that sphere. No, let's do that. Let's go. Any other doors? Green door. Ah, both green, okay, fine. So there's something here somewhere. Where's that? That way, fine. There. Right, I went there. Yeah. Boss mode. Russ. The battles, yeah, they're quite fast and frenetic in this particular mode. It's a bit more measured and different in the main game. Song of Man has been drowned out in its place. The scream of something human. I've got a boss here. Looks like. No. So something, I'll show you something that this does differently, is you gain words through fighting, and each word has a different attribute to it. So this one gives me 30% guard resistance. This one gives, I'm using it, gives 25% magic defense, but you've got different words that do different things, or different, which is, I thought was quite an interesting thing. Don't want any of those. Right, done. So red balls you can pick up, or you can absorb or hit. Purple balls you can't. Those kind of colour balls you can't touch. Oh shit. Any more? Yep, there we go. One of the downsides I don't like about this game is there's no kind of lock on where you keep your view on the enemy that you've kind of focused on. So what I'm using at the moment to kind of direct myself is that little mini map in the bottom right corner. Anything not me is like to be an enemy. Turn the two-handed sword fills limit. Sweet. The sky falls with the dragon, the world's end this day. Shit, missed that. Like an idiot. I should be able to defeat these quite quickly. Right, there we go. Okay, we go. That's how you should do it. Start timing up. Come on, I should time this better. There we go. Oh, sneaky fucker. I'll see you. Right. What you do? I've seen you before. Whoa, I've seen you before. It's very new. Okay, I can't parry you, fine. Oh, hello. Beyblade. Okay, fine. Sort you out. No big shade? Nope. See some new enemies here I've never seen before. The puppet priest collects their accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. Oh. What? Okay. And facade. What am I doing here for? Alright, I think we'll need a different weapon. Let's stick that back to Darklands. Darklands. Bit weird, but okay. Actually, it's probably not that one, is it? It's... Yeah, this is really weird because the colours schemes are all different, and obviously I'm playing this in a different perspective as well. I've not played in a first person perspective before, that I recall. I definitely had none of these shooting modes. Yeah, it is. It's really cool. That was a weird level. Samurai outfit, okay. Okay, I've got stuff, but don't know what I'm going to do with it because I can't do anything with it at the moment. Third door. Yep. Does it mean I can redo those doors if I wish to? But I can't change anything at the moment, so. So I could redo the doors if I wish to. Okay, that's weird, but I don't know why I'd do that, but okay. So long as this enemy exists, so long as mankind has hope, and my bloody battle rage or whole domain of body. Well, this is new. Okay, right. Oh, I see where I am, in the sea. Okay, I know where I am. I've never been here before, but this is cool. So over there is where I've been before. All the way over there. Obviously looking out to sea, but I've never actually been to sea. You still alive, by any chance? You are. What have we got going on? Let's view. Line them up. Right, let's shoot that done. Probably shouldn't destroy them, probably going to need them at some point. Maybe not. Boss. Okay, come on you. Wrong way. Come on. There we go. Wrong one, can't dodge that. I can't riposte that. Nah, have that. And that one. And that one. Sweet. Foolish human, foolish vessel. What's the deal here? Oh shit, what's going on here? Okay, I see what's going on. Oh fuck. Can I even kill him, I wonder? Don't know. Shit. Wow, wow, wow. Crap. Can't keep my eyes. Bloody hell. It's a little bit. Right. Fuck off. Dodge one, you get hit by another. It's fucking... Oh, you can kill him. Fine. Cool. Let's put him down. Good. So you can kill him. Perfect. In which case... Alright. Let's get some heals. Behind you, bitch. That was a bit tricksy. Thankfully I had plenty of heals to keep going though. Alright. All is paid, all is sacrifice. I don't know what these phrases mean. Here's another way this game plays, which is pretty fucking cool. You have so many different perspectives this game plays out as. Okay, so I'm going that way. Hello. Oh, you guys, you're back. Yeah, probably not a good idea to fight him where I can't see him. Okay. Beyblade, go Beyblade. Right, let's go here, get out, let me through. Okay. No map, naturally. See if we get one parry. Come on. What's going on there? Don't think I'll need that one. Let's choose that Dark Lance, choose Dark Whirlwind. So it would appear. Okay. Not so bad. Boss mode? We appear to be shut. Yeah, so it does. Not Beyblade. You gonna hit me? Not Beyblade as well. You just hit me a normal hit. Yeah, there we go. Screw it. Didn't realize you could do that. That's how we deal with it. Done. Fills a cord. So let's have a look at that spear. At the moment I'm using spears rather than swords. Just find it much more fun. Do not bring back the light to bring the last. Do bring it back. Fills a cord. There we go. Right, next. Let's get one into power and I'll get rid of all three of them. That's two at least. Right, can you... No. Beyblade it, aren't you? Hello. Goodbye. Oh no, I'm permanent. Dead. Beyblade him. Who's the boss? You. Okay, you're a bit... Okay. Oh shit. That hurt a lot. There we go. A huge tastes good. Nice. Every beam of light is an invitation to death. Okay. Goodbye. Oh, they're all dead. Thought they were all dead, but no. Come on. Ah, so I'm going down there. Cool. Oh, got some behind as well. Wow. Got all over the place. Okay, right. Here's what we need to do. Drop that. Change that. Oh, got that one's involved already. Cool. Head over here. That'll work. Nope, probably. We can get effect. Actually, no, I need to change that to Dark Gluttony. Get effect. Oh shit. Yeah. There we go. Not going that way. So we're going down there. Okay, got you. Done. Oh shit, who's that? Oh, you. Okay, fuck. Shit. Another one, wow. Oh, okay, someone's not so bad. Whoops, shit. That hurt. And there's that one. It's not very well. There we go. One more. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Didn't expect to get knocked off like that. Shit, don't get knocked off again. There we go, dead. Any more? One more, fucking hell. What the fuck are you? Okay. Stay close. Oh shit. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's getting close. There we go. You're dead. That took a while. A lot of gold, a lot of dream investment recycled, a lot of gold, and a lot of stuff. Until the time of its awakening it comes. Woohoo! Saved. Where are we at now, I wonder? Oh, back home. Got a trophy as well.
Hmm? そうみたいだな。
なるほど。
何か分かったのか？
いや、
やっぱりそうか。
So, after all that, that was just the diary I've just gone through. Jesus. Okay. Okay, we don't want to go there. 1, 2. Right. Okay, so here we are. Any letters? No, no letters. Let's save it. Alright, what time are we on? 1:20, okay, fine. What's that doing there? Berries. Talk to Devil in the town, but no, let's not do that yet. Let's go and get some health and stuff first. Okay. It's a devil I need to speak to, fine. Actually, have I got any... Fisherman's Gambit, which is just the bream I need to capture, but I don't know where to catch them from. So let's go and talk to Devil, see what she wants.
こんにちは。
よう、意外だな。
いいえ、あれは村の。
そうだな。じゃあポポルの元に。
ええ、それと。
なんだ。
俺も。
お前が謝る日、彼女たちにも。
ちゃんと伝え。
Okay, this seems like it's carrying on from the previous game, which is interesting. So all these this mission of kind of, this progression I've done before, but let's see if it does anything different. I've had a few things differently this time, which is peculiar. But I'm going to stop soon because I've been doing it for 2 hours, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump onto Sekiro for a little bit.
Popolさん。
あ、
昨日は。
どうして？
でも、村のみんなのためなのに。
優しいのね。ありがとう。
そういえば、
ええ。石の神殿が
我のいたところ。
そう。
でもあそこに渡る橋は通れなく。
船で
船。
ようやく魔物からの被害もあって、石の神殿の裏側、船頭さんに言えばこれで
ありがとうございます。ポポルさんにはお世話、本当に感謝してる。じゃあ
気をつけてね。
Very strange. So where does that put this room? Everything.
なんだこの。
さあ。
Ah, so missing 5 shades. Wow. Puts it that far back. Okay, well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this game in a second. I'm going to end this one. So I'll give it a little closing spiel in a minute.
船着き場には門の
水路か。ようやく完成したのだな。
I'm going to try shore in and secure in a second. Right. Oh, so thanks for watching, Joe, and on Twitch. Anyone wants to watch me live, you can find me at twitch.tv/pro_Moriarty1. For those watching on Twitch, you can get my YouTube account where all these playthroughs are uploaded, and obviously on others, so that you'll find that at youtube.com/pro_Moriarty1. I think we're going to close this on here. This seems to be a strange playthrough with Kainé's segment. Yeah, the grandma story was great, wasn't it, Joe? The game does have some great dynamics where it changes the playthrough, changes the play itself, so the game never seems the same, even during the normal playthrough. But no, I've enjoyed it. So I'm going to be dropping from this and on to Sekiro next. So if you're watching, stick around. I'll be there in a second. The stream will recapture in a second. If not, take it easy. Till next time, Moriarty out.